That is a real key thing that I've realised I love in life. No matter what I do, I want to leave people a little bit higher than before I met them.
They make you feel good.
Yeah. I mean, there is a selfish aspect in that because it makes it makes you.
But
feel
it also
good.
drives you too.
But and that's one of the main reasons I love doing weddings. And this was like November time, and I was like, okay, so now I'm jobless. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, don't know what to do. And my dad was like, here's a list of 100 companies, email them and see if they want a Christmas party magician. And I did that, and I landed 3 gigs out of them, and they each paid me 250 quid or something.
Oh my God, so good.
And I was just like, oh my God, I've just earned more money doing this than I have in a year's worth of DJing. And the DJing kind of like petered off, and the magic just took off, and I've never kind of like looked back.
Yeah.
But
does it taste good?
It smells of ketchup.
Oh my God, it does. Eat the card.
it's funny that.
What, do I do not open it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did the sauce bit out.
Where's your bit?
Would only be a good trick if they matched
Wow.
perfectly.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh my God, that is so cool. How?
That's so...
Welcome to Wedding Mayhem.
Every time she ruins it.
Welcome
Every
to
time.
Wedding Mayhem episode 12. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone.
I practice it in my head every week as well, and I still can't do
She's
it.
meant to count down. What are you meant to count to?
5 cheeky monkeys.
5, and she literally goes 1. Yeah, it's going. That was fun.
So I'm looking for a new co-host.
Good luck.
Please DM me.
Honestly, see how good it is. Just try.
How's your week been? Or dare I ask?
Well, I actually don't feel I want to talk to you now. So.
You just did me.
Being a prat. What was I going
That's
to
the
say?
second time you've called me a prat.
Yeah, you are being a prat
fine.
today.
Perfect.
Well, we'll save it for later. Your week been all right?
Yeah, I can't think what we've just been busy.
Busy. So
Go on, I feel you've got something to tell me.
have I forgotten it? Right. Oh, okay. So Elsie Ray, my child, she's like every day comes out of about at least 15 bits of paper with like all drawings she's made. Like
Okay.
she collects them, and all of them say mummy, and it's always all about me. Like, and then
All about you?
yeah, and
Okay.
I'm like, what about daddy? And she was like, yeah. Like, she was like, I done in one a few weeks ago, but with me, it's continuous every day, something for me.
She loves you.
Yeah. So I found when I was opening up her book bag, I found like these 2 pictures, and it looked like the 3 of us like in a house. And I was like, oh, so when like John come home, I was like, take these pictures to Elsie Ray and then say like, oh, who's in the picture? Like, just they have a little bond. You couldn't have made this up. So it was like, oh darling, like who's this? And she went, well, this is us in a house. She was like, so that's me, that's my mummy, that's you, and that's your Willie. She drew her dad's penis. Right.
No.
I've got the picture. Hang on. And like John's quite impressed with it. It's a 3rd leg. Can you see that, anyone?
It's a tripod.
It's a 3rd leg. And John's brother was like, that's my bro, and all of this. And then, it was just the way she said it. She was like, that's your Willie.
She's in school now, isn't she? So she's
And then I rang my mum and I was like, look at this. And she went, Alicia's put it in the right place. She was like, that's quite good. Yeah, that was that.
So social services, if you want a number, give me a call. I've got a present for you.
Oh,
Do you want it?
no, probably not.
Close your
I
eyes.
slapped a banana around my face this morning. That was a surprise.
It was a rubber
A
banana.
rubber banana, and she went like that. All over my
Right, close your eyes.
Oh no, I don't want to know.
Close your eyes, open it up your hands.
God.
So anybody that listened to our episode with Kieran a couple of shows ago.
I'm meditating.
No,
It's not that big.
it's not that big. Why do people do that? We'll
I'm scared.
appreciate
I'm gonna be
this.
like an animal.
There you go. Open your eyes.
It's a record. Oh, I just got a pain.
See, you wanted a recorder.
It's got a little bag.
So I thought what we would try and do is use.
Oh, this is one of...
what?
I can't remember how...
Cleaning stick.
That looked really inappropriate, didn't it?
It did. So I think we're going to test you now.
That looked weird.
See? Oh, it's got a music.
It's got the E sharp on there.
E sharp. So I think you should do your Three Blind Mice.
I will learn a really good song.
When was the last time that you played a recorder?
Probably like 28 years ago.
Well, you really bigged it up on the show.
Try not to blow too hard, as this can distort the sound of your recorder. When playing, imagine making a t sound with your tongue. This will help define your notes. T.
Go on then, give us a tune.
Hang on, let me just... It's a bit off piece, this, isn't it?
That's it. Still What's the next bit?
See how they run.
No, on
But
there. So I think this is a good intro to introduce our guest, Ben Williams. Welcome to our couch. From
Ben!
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Nice.
I didn't do the t. That's for Ben.
Yeah, they're the worst,
that disappeared.
worst instrument in the world.
So you're from Unbelievable Magic.
Yes.
Welcome to Chaos. You can put that away
Yeah,
now.
just
Put it underneath.
stop
it.
taking control.
So welcome to the sofa.
Thank you for having
joining
me.
us. Thank you for joining us.
Disappeared.
Disappeared.
Ooh,
Yeah, like a spook. It's going to be one of those shows. I do apologise, but we have met before. We met you at a wedding show recently. So
Yes.
yeah,
Good fun.
it was good fun. Yeah, busy, wasn't it? Really busy. So
Snuck up on you. Caprice.
so how long have you been doing magic?
Oh, over 20 years I've been doing magic.
How did you start?
A failed DJing career.
Was it?
Well, yeah,
How did it fail?
Well, just, I don't know.
Spinning the wrong way.
No. So I never really wanted a proper job. And so when I was 18, I thought it was right the rise of all like Pete Tong and all these superstar DJs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, I want to be a superstar DJ.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be.
Fair enough.
I like had these visions of like playing my own tunes over seas of people and everything.
Yeah.
And I started mixing and was putting on some nights in pubs and small little clubs in our area with friends. And
So did you go out and get those gigs yourself, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a little group of us as friends, and we'd hire somewhere out and, put a night on every other Friday night or something like that. And some nights you'd make 50 quid, some nights you'd lose money and things like that. And it was right around the time when David Blaine broke on TV doing all of his street magic. And I saw that and I was just like, what is this man doing? I need to know this. I need to understand what's going on here.
Isn't he?
And because I always loved magic as a kid, but I was the kind of kid that got a magic set and lost all the important bits of the
Yeah,
props
because
and
I think as
stuff.
kids, as you grow up, you know, the Christmas crackers and stuff like that. You always had a bit of magic stuff in there as well. You know.
And you always have these ideas of doing great magic, and you get a magic kit and it's like 3 plastic cups and a fluffy ball, and you're like, this is not what I want to do, and so it never sort of caught on as a kid. But when I thought, hang on, if I learn to do magic, I can go around all the nightclubs and DJ and then show people magic. That'd be my unique selling point.
Yeah.
I'll be a superstar DJ in no time. And then very quickly realised that when you learn magic, it's not just going, ta-da, and stuff happening. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and it's not just about learning tricks, it's about so many other things, like managing people, for example, and attention, and lots of different things.
How do you even so if I was like, right, I'm going to be a magician, I'm going to put my recorder thing on hold. Where do you start? Do you just start YouTube? Like, how do you learn to be a magician?
So I first learned. So what happened with me? My dad worked in he owned a marketing company, and he was doing a pitch at the time, because he likes magic as well, so when David Blaine came about, he was the one that kind of introduced me into that, and he got inspired. So he found a magic shop in Surbiton, bought a couple of trick decks, and he was doing these tricks as part of his presentation to pitch for business, and it was all around magic and everything.
Well, so Dad was doing.
Yeah, but
magic.
like Dad, he loves magic, but like he's not, doesn't want to be a magician or anything like that. He just, it was more a marketing.
Fine.
Because the whole
Attention,
tagline for the it was for Hewlett Packard. The whole thing was around magic and the magic of Hewlett Packard.
Okay.
So he thought he'd tie in magic tricks with it. And so he bought these trick decks of cards and did those in this presentation. And he came home and showed me these tricks. And I was just flabbergasted. I was like, what is going on? Like, no, this is killing me. And I knew.
Do you still do the trick that your dad did back then?
I don't know, not anymore. No, not anymore, because they were kind of like beginners kind of tricks.
Okay.
Decks of cards and stuff. And the thing was, he was like, here, show me this trick. And I'm like, whoa, show me another one. He's like, I'll put that deck away and then I'll use this deck. And so I knew it was in the cards.
Yeah.
But he would take the cards away and lock them up and just be like, and it drove me crazy. And so I just watched a VHS of David Blaine over and over and over and over and over again.
Slow-mo.
And well, there was no slow-mo. This is VHS back in this was like rewind.
This is with a pencil, wasn't it?
And then and there was one bit on it where I saw him holding some cards and he had them in a weird way. And I was like, okay. And I watched it and something happened and I was like, what's happened there? And so I got a deck of cards and I clunkily put these cards in the same sort of position as he was holding them in and followed his hand movements. And I was like, oh, that's what happened. And I worked out one of the tricks. And so it's this one little trick that I knew, and I'd go around showing everyone this one little trick.
You must have an eye, because I've slowed down the one that you did at the wedding show so many times. And I cannot work it out. Loads of us are sat there in the pub watching this video, and we're like, how the hell did he do it?
I'm still not over it because I was so upset because I was like, oh no, it's not worked for him. I was like,
so funny.
so embarrassed. That's why I leapt into your arms because I was so proud that I've literally
You did it.
believed that you've done it.
For you guys that don't know what we're talking about, go back to our socials and we posted on there that video. But I've had so many people come back going,
well, it looked like it had failed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, like someone's filming this. Like this poor guy.
How's my acting?
And then you just whipped out.
Very good.
So I'm still like in shock over it.
Yeah. So
And we've got a sponsor.
we have
are you
got a
gonna
sponsor.
tell us
Yeah,
who it
so
is?
we have we've been gifted to all our listeners a £500 voucher by the DeVere Group on Wokefield Park. Do you know Wokefield Park?
Mm-hmm, I do.
So yeah, it's not very far away from us. 250 acres of land. It's a fantastic wedding venue. We do a lot of weddings
lovely,
there.
yeah.
It's beautiful, great staff.
Can we win the voucher?
Can we use the voucher?
Yeah,
No.
I'm engaged, so can
No, you can't use the voucher. But anybody who doesn't know the wedding venue, it can cater up to 300 people, which is quite unusual
big
for a
one.
venue. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's got a helicopter pad.
Oh yeah,
A helicopter.
that's in my budget. Yeah.
In your budget. So all you need to do, guys, is book by, I think it's the 28th or 28th of February. Is it
2024.
2024?
Yeah, it's yeah.
No,
well, maybe it's
29,
not.
no. So it's 28th of February, and you need to quote podcast to get the voucher, and that £500 can be used against bedrooms up to the value of £500, additional in-house decor to the value of £500, or £500 off the total contracted value of the wedding. We'll put this up on our socials and links and everything, but you must use the word podcast. So enjoy. Get booking.
Invite us as your guests.
So go back to your friend David Blaine.
Yeah, so I did that trick, and I was also working at the time at House of Fraser.
Oh, I love that.
What were you doing there?
I was selling cutlery. So yeah, if you want to know about
So you're doing
cutlery-
knives.
I was just
going to say
I'll
that.
tell you all about the best cutlery.
Okay. What is the best cutlery?
You want some sterling silver, epoxy resin bonded,
Okay. Okay.
hollow handled knives.
Why hollow handle?
because
Oh,
the
they also
balance,
have-
the balance.
I like the balance.
You need the balance in the knife.
I hold my knife and fork in the wrong hand, and so does my brother, my
course you
sister,
do.
and my dad.
Is it like that?
I literally. No, so they're in the wrong hand. So everyone's always like, "Oh, you left-handed?" And I'm like, "No," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Just cack-handed.
Yeah, but it feels so wrong in the
So
other
you got
hand.
fork and knife instead of knife and fork.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. But just go with what feels right. It's a family thing.
It's a family thing. Right, back to tricks. Sorry. Welcome to Wedding Mayhem.
I can't even remember what. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was working selling cutlery, and I went around showing this trick to people. And one of the people that was working on a till happened to be an barman from cruise ships.
Right.
And so he used to do all cocktails on cruise ships, and he said that he had met a magician on the cruise ships and learnt a couple of tricks from him. And he said he wrote down 2 books. One was on card magic and one was on coin magic, and he went, go and find those.
How old were you at this time?
About 18.
Okay.
And yeah, I was 18 coming up 19, I think. So and he was like, yeah, that one's like the Bible of card magic and that one's like the Bible of coin magic, go and find them. And so I asked Dad where this magic shop was, and he told me in Surbiton, and I went up there and I bought these books and just studied them and then referenced the books in those books and went back and bought more, and it just spiraled from there.
Oh my God.
But
I've noticed that you've got coins down there. Oh.
oh, they've disappeared.
They have disappeared. Oh, they were there just a minute ago. Where are they now? Oh, you
Shazam. So yeah, that was it. I was kind of like hooked at that point. But then I very quickly realised that because I was never one to really draw attention to myself deliberately.
Same.
But as soon as you start doing magic, you get people surrounding you, people like wanting a piece of
And
you,
magnets,
shouting things at you.
We watched
like,
it at the
trying
show.
to pick apart and
Yeah.
everything, and it's just like what, and so you have to then, I had to then manage this different kind of persona, and suddenly I became Magic Ben to everyone, and I quickly found that doing magic in nightclubs is probably one of the hardest places to do magic.
Why?
It's like, show us a trick.
Well, yeah, so it's
Crazy
dark.
drunk.
Yeah.
What's happened to us today? You put in our coffees.
So it's dark, it's loud, people are not in the right
Concentration.
frame of
Yeah.
mind, like so you really have to really manage people, and also people are super cocky, and
I can just imagine.
so if you're not a really confident performer, if you don't know how to handle people, if you're not experienced in
Fall apart.
that, it can just fall apart.
Yeah.
And of course I was young, and I'm like, I want to go out and have fun DJing, and there's a lot that's going on inside your head when you're doing magic, even though it might seem like you're not doing anything. The whole trick is to make it look like you're not doing anything when you're actually doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I kind of realised that I wasn't quite ready for that. But the magic kind of like stayed steady, and I was
So did you carry on working and just standard jobs until?
Yeah. So
how long were you selling cutlery for?
I was selling about a year or something, but I did a stint at a shop called Snow and Rock in a warehouse. They sell like ski clothes and
That's
stuff.
the one that's in Chertsey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was in their warehouse in Guildford doing the Christmas stint, because there's the postal section.
Yeah, the warehouse as well.
the
I bet that's a laugh.
Oh, it was a great laugh. It was like,
I bet you've got some stories to tell.
so yeah, it was, and we had our own little section because we were doing all the postal orders. Everyone else is like managed by all the other managers, like hanging clothes which go out to the shops. We were just doing the little postal orders that were going out to customers. And so we're packaging all that. So we had our own manager and our own little warm section of the warehouse and everything. And we had this great little group and a load of banter. But the manager, I think it was the second year running I went back to the job. The manager, he was going through a bad time. He was going through a divorce. And we no unusual banter at any point. but I said something that rubbed him up the wrong way, and he came up and physically threatened me. He told me he was going to smash me in the face.
What did you do?
I was just like, what? Where's this come from?
Yeah.
I'd be like, want to see a cool trick?
So I sort of carried on working, and I'll work till lunch, which is in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I went, if he doesn't apologise by lunch, then I'm walking out.
Smash his face in. Could have had him.
And he went lunch and walked off. And so I was like, right, I'm walking out.
Yeah.
And this was like November time, and I was like, okay, so now I'm jobless. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, don't know what to do. And my dad was like, here's a list of 100 companies, email them and see if they want a Christmas party magician. And I did that, and I landed 3 gigs out of them, and they each paid me 250 quid or something.
God, so good.
And I was just like, oh my God, I've just earned more money doing this than I have in a year's worth of DJing. And the DJing kind of like petered off, and the magic just took off, and I've never kind of like looked back.
Yeah.
But
So Dad saw something in you that probably you didn't see.
Like
well, this is it. Like when he saw that I'd studied like the David Blaine and gone and read these books, he gave me those trick decks of cards, and he was like, you know, and he's always without wanting to put a dampener on things. Like when I was 17, we lost my sister in a car accident, and it was at that point that everything in our life, like this hierarchy in our family, kind of collapsed, and we were all rock bottom.
Floundering.
And my parents were just like, just do something you love.
Yeah.
Like don't waste your life, but do something you love, because you don't know how long you've got. Obviously.
How do you come back from something like that?
You don't.
No, it changes you.
Yeah.
It just changes
you,
and you learn. You know. I think a friend, he had lost a stepsister, and he wrote me a letter after it. And one of the things that stuck with that letter was, he was like, it's like a big storm cloud right now, and everything's a mess, everything's furious, and everything's like, you know, dark. But over time, these clouds will start to clear, and you know, and then they'll separate, and there's like, you know, there is kind of like a way through at the end, but you've got to wait for the storm to pass. And it is just like that. You can't prepare yourself for it. It doesn't matter how many times you go through, you know, losing somebody. You know, obviously different people, but it always hits you, and you never.
Especially when it's that early and
so
tragic.
You know, she was only just 19, and it was just like, wow.
How old were you at the time?
I was just about to turn 17. So I was just about to learn to drive, and I was like, I don't want to learn to drive now. Yeah. You know, but
My dad lost his cousin in a car crash, same age, and it was.
It's your world just breaks in an instant. Like nothing's the same, and so that was why I kind of like didn't want just to work in an office or do a job for a company I didn't like. You know, I didn't want to do that. I was like,
to be like that as well.
I'm very, very, very lucky. You know, that I've had these blessings and had the ability to have the time, because some people don't have that opportunity. You know, they are, you know, I led a life where I never needed for anything. You know, I didn't get everything I wanted. I wasn't like spoiled, like blah 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 blah.
No,
But if I needed something, you know, I would get it. Like I remember going to school, and one of my mates, his mum. He had a single mum, and she couldn't afford a new blazer, and so he's wearing like last year's blazer, and his, you know, and I never had that.
No,
You know, so I'm very, very blessed to have those opportunities.
But with your magic, and you know, you're going into these events, not just weddings and stuff like that. You know, you're on the entertainment side. You know, do you see that side of people where people are not in a good place, where, you know, their lives are not great, but you're able to bring a bit of cheer?
Yeah, I think
what you do.
I think one of the things that
I think he's psychic.
Might be. Every trick, it makes people happy, doesn't it? It's like for that moment in time, everything's forgotten, and it's like, wow, you know, and you're laughing, and
I think that is a real key thing that I've realised I love in life. No matter what I do, I want to leave people a little bit higher than before I met them.
They make you feel good.
Yeah. I mean, there is a selfish aspect in that because it makes you
But it
feel
also
good.
drives you too.
But and that's one of the main reasons I love doing weddings, because it's not like corporate can be well paid.
Yeah.
Some corporate can be hilarious and really super fun.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is also just clock in, clock out, do your job.
Yeah, but also think
bish bosh,
with,
and you're not actually anything. Like you're maybe at the end of a day where they've just had a conference.
Yes,
weddings
are all high spirits anyway, but corporate, somebody's being sacked or so everybody's on best behaviour, so they're not their natural selves.
Yeah, they're either best behaviour or they're completely blotto on the company credit
card. I remember conferences, and some people never made it back to the office because they were. It was conduct, and that was it. They're gone.
And it's.
Excuse me.
I'd shit myself. I'd be like, oh, just the 2 sips.
That's
I used to be so scared.
You do have the benefit that everyone's in high spirits at weddings, but for me, really, it's I'm helping make a difference that is meaningful to somebody.
But they're going to talk about you for a long time.
Well, they're going to remember their day for a long time.
Yeah.
And because I know I don't want to be like, ta-da, I'm the thing on your day, because it's not about me. It's about the bride and the groom.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've watched your videos and everything, and you do just.
Oh, the one with the lady. Sorry, you took her watch off, and she was so confused. I loved it because I could see a little tan mark, and she was like, "Who's took my watch?" And she was like,
So what you didn't see, because I'd literally,
it was like
I'd handed my phone to somebody because I knew I was about to reveal it, and I was like, "Can you just film this?" Because the whole time I was at their table,
checking for my bracelet.
Didn't fall off in the car.
The whole time I was at that table, she was on me. She was one of these people that was like, give me the cards and like do this and do that. She had her hands in my pocket at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, right,
I don't think
that's
that
it. I
needs
was
to do with
like,
card tricks.
I'm gonna go for a watch. I'm gonna have a watch. And it was more a right, come on.
It makes you a bit like the Sticky Bandit from Home Alone. The Sticky Bandit.
Oh yeah.
Like his hand covered in tape.
Yeah. It was
Love
really
that.
good.
I mean, yeah.
Sticky
What are you
Bandit.
talking about?
So yeah, there's it's just.
But you
a
just
great
on the
thing.
tape as I watch you, and you're suddenly just there, and you're very gentle in your approach at the table.
Yeah,
and it's like,
You know, like he's a seductive
No,
lover.
but I've seen entertainers and they come up and go, right, okay, and like you said, it's like, well, but you're like, right, okay.
I think it's a very cool thing.
Yeah.
I try and it's about people magic. It's some people do it because it makes them feel good and it boosts their ego, and some people, like for me, it's about giving somebody a great experience.
Do you pick who you go up to? Like comedians will pick, obviously.
Do you walk up to me and think, fuck that?
Comedians will always pick on the hecklers, won't they? But
you have to judge people. But one of the things that
But what do you look for in?
So if I approach a group,
Dating?
The first thing that I'll do is just introduce myself, ask everyone their names, because I don't just want. I want to be. It matters to me who they are and everything, because I find I've actually got really quite good with names, so I can go and do a wedding, and then an hour, after I've met somebody, I can bump into them coming out the toilet. Oh, sorry, Mike, and they're like, what? And to them, me remembering their name is almost as good as the magic.
Really
but that's
is,
because
you're invested.
Yeah, but because I want them to know that it's not just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Like I'm present in that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm attentive to them.
Yeah.
And your name is something which is, yours and a really important thing. So, if you just go, oh, what's your name and blah blah blah, and you're thinking about what you're doing, that's almost disrespectful in my mind.
Impersonal, isn't it?
Yeah. And so I try and introduce myself first, and then I get a feel I get a feel for who is the person that's running the show in this little group. You know, whether it's an alpha male or somebody. You know, you can get people that are very boisterous and loud, and you know, and then you kind of like tailor how I perform to them, because I can perform the same trick super quick, or I can like take my time with it a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to adapt to the people that I'm performing to, and sort of, you know.
So would you say that, you know, if you've got an older person or an elderly person, that your tricks will be a bit slower, or and
Not
that doesn't really matter?
No. It's more about
That's people too.
It's more about personality.
Yeah,
some
okay,
people
yeah.
want results really super
That's
quick.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and some people are happy to go on a ride and a journey with you, and you know, and some people are just super excited, and you know. So if I walk up to a group and I go, I'm here to show magic, and somebody goes, oh, I love magic, you know, then I'm gonna say, well,
That was me on Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was you.
and then you give them the moment and everything, because also that you know that's a good lead in, that's going to be a great icebreaker for the group.
Yeah.
And then they obviously don't mind being, you know, centre of attention, because they just blurt it out like that and just being
Yeah, okay.
you know, and so you then, it gives you a good feed into the group, and then as you're doing that, I'm looking at other people and how they're reacting and what their attitudes are, you know, because some people are like just, and then some people are like,
Yeah.
like
Doubters.
Yeah.
and
The
then
doubters.
and you can have people that
Because people don't like to be fooled, do they?
some people do.
Yeah.
You can have people that love magic because they think it's real.
Yeah.
Some people that love magic even though they know that, you know, it's not real, and I'm
tricking
doing
them.
something
Yeah.
tricking them.
Yeah.
And then you can have some people that get really super frustrated at the fact that they know they're being tricked, but they still like it.
Yeah.
And then you get some people that really just don't like to be tricked.
Yeah.
And don't want to be
control
centre of
thing.
attention.
I hate not
and,
knowing
Yeah.
like how someone's done it. Obviously, you can't reveal it, but
Yeah.
when I've seen certain things before, I'm like, there's no way that like that is real magic. Why are you laughing?
Well, I think you should do a trick for Lauren then. Let's test you.
Oh, I might wet myself. Can I
Alright.
just say, just before we just do all the
Yeah.
I hear you're in the magic circle.
I am, yes.
Right. Does every magician? Well, I can't speak. What does every magician get to be in the magic circle?
No.
How many members are there?
It's grown. It's grown over the past few years, because especially since COVID, they opened up a lot more of so they used to be quite you have to come into the circle, you have to audition in the circle, but since
Wow.
COVID and that, they've now
Do you get
video.
invited or do you apply?
It's like the mafia. You gotta
my
know
God.
two
Have you got
people.
handshake?
Do they put a balaclava over your head and bang you in the back of the car?
No.
And you're like, where am I going? And then they come to get you and you've untied yourself
No,
because
so,
you're magic.
so when I joined in 2006,
So excited.
you had to have two people that knew you
Right.
that were members of the magic circle,
Okay.
and they liked it if they knew you for longer than 2 years.
Okay.
They have to vouch for you, and then you apply and you go up.
We'll keep in touch for 2 years.
Right. Okay. And then you go up for your interview, and they give you an interview, and they see what you're all about and whether they actually like you as a person. If you go through that and they like you, you get invited back to then perform for them and take your exam, and that's standing.
What's
in
your
front of-
exam?
So you have to do like a 8 to 10 minute performance in front of like 50 members of the magic
What,
circle.
of your magic, or ones that they say,
Yeah,
right, we want you to do this?
What you
Okay.
do.
Certain
They used to
categories,
say
maybe.
you had to
Right,
do
write this down.
they used to say you had to do the cups and balls, because that's such a wide, you know, it's got misdirection, it's got sleight of hand, it's got all
Yeah.
different techniques and everything like that. But now they just sort of say, do what you do. But if you can do something that's not just general that everyone does, so
Yeah.
something a little bit unique, then that's going to help you. And then you do your exam and you get judged, and it goes to the next committee meeting, and they vote you in or out.
Have you met any really famous magicians?
Do you know Stephen Mahone?
I don't know. I know Stephen not well or anything like that, but He goes to Blackpool Magic Convention every year, so if I bump into him,
Can we go?
I'll say you said hi.
Please, give him a hug.
Me, my mum and dad love him. I find him really funny.
So
Back to Ben.
Do you know Stephen? Well, I know Stephen.
out of
but-
all the magicians in the world, though, like,
No, I
know, because he's on the TV all the time,
thinking
isn't
of,
he?
he's
what
such
are
a
they
lovely guy
called?
as well.
Yeah,
Such a lovely
I'm thinking
guy.
of like the two massive ones, and I can't think of their names.
You mean
Duo.
Dynamite? Oh, Penn and Teller.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know Penn and Teller actually. I'd like to audition for their show, but it's because it's out in the US now. It's they have so many submissions every year, and I
Would you
think they're
ever
on their
do-
last. They're on their last series now. I think because Teller's getting to an age where he doesn't want to keep doing it. So.
Would you ever do like Britain's Got Talent or anything?
So I did audition for Britain's Got Talent in 2020.
Yeah.
But I did it as the Magic Dad, which is another little persona.
Yeah,
side.
we'll
I
talk
love
about
the
that.
Magic Dad.
Yeah.
Anyone who has kids, I stumbled across it.
So you tell us about the Magic Kids.
Sharon didn't even know.
So, so when I had kids,
How old are your babies?
You had to make them
my
disappear.
babies now are.
Did you try to make them disappear?
Yeah, my daughter.
Sleep.
I've tried that many times. Yeah, I've tried that as well. I did used to when
Please
Arabelle
teach
was a
me.
baby. I did used to like talk to her in a hypnotic kind of voice, and like.
I thought she was a good baby.
So,
Snapped her out the trance, yeah.
but she's now 10, and my son is 11. Oh, sorry, I said 11.
done that,
Oh,
yeah.
No,
Seven.
Seven. Yeah.
We were listening.
So yeah, they're an awesome age now. But it was when my daughter, because I worked for 10 years in a magic shop. I started creating my own magic, and that landed me a job in a magic shop. And I
like
worked
an
there for 10
emporium.
years.
Was that kind of thing? No?
It was just a little shop, but it was mainly online as well.
Oh, right,
It
okay.
was in the rise of sort of online
Yeah.
retail, and it was a super fun place to work for 10 years. But when my son came along, it was like 2016. I was just like, I can't work in a magic shop all my life. You know, it's been nice, but it's kept me complacent as well.
Yeah.
You know, because rent's paid kind of thing, and our mortgage now, and so I went. Now's the time to take the leap.
Yeah.
And as I took the leap, I was toying around with maybe starting a YouTube channel or something like that. I've got a few friends who have done incredibly well out of social media.
Really?
Yeah, like super well. Like, God damn it!
There's still time.
Sharon's going to message you later and going, do you think they want to come on the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was toying around with the idea, and my wife actually went, well, what's unique about you? And she was like, well, you're a dad, and you do magic, like
Yeah.
dad magic stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of like toyed around with this persona of magic dad, and I thought, do you know what? I'm doing weddings as well. You get so many people like, oh, can you teach me a trick? I want to, go and show my kid and stuff. So I thought, well, why is that? There is so many beginners magic sets, but they're all mainly geared towards kids.
Yeah.
And there's lots of learn how to become a magician kind of tutorials, but there's nothing just for parents that just want to learn a quick little trick for their kids.
Yeah,
Something that won't take
Man
them,
behind the camera wants to know.
something that won't take them any time to learn.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Yeah.
It doesn't require loads of skill. You don't have to be fancy with your hands or anything like that. And so I toyed around with this idea for a long time, and in COVID, I got to the point where I was with a friend of mine, Neil Henry, who is a viral magician and prankster, and he has millions of followers. And we built this course together, and right as we went to launch it, he couldn't commit the time
Right.
to it, because he was trying to post daily content for his.
Yeah.
He had brand deals and stuff.
Right.
And,
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was like, I have to be doing this.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but I cannot commit the time
yeah.
that this deserves.
Yeah.
And this whole thing was like, we're the Magic Dads, like Magic Dads, and everything was branded Magic Dads, and so I was like, right,
Just one of you now.
I've got to go back to the drawing board now. And then it's like, what is this? It's because Magic Dads worked that it was us, but then it was because
The concept.
one of the things that I kept getting coming up was women saying, well, what about mums?
Yeah,
It's
what
like,
about us?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
sexist.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Because we had
Girls,
do you remember that Yorkie advert? The Yorkie chocolate bar, which meant it's not for...
Bloody lovely Yorkie. Made me feel really hungry now.
And we toyed around with the whole idea of actually being unapologetically just for dads, just to see if that polarisation would
Yeah,
actually propel
yeah.
it somewhere. But then we thought, you don't want to be like that. You know, you want to... and so we just went, well, we're the Magic Dads then.
Right, good.
And then when he left, I was just like, well, I'm the Magic Dad.
Well,
And so
that
I
just had to take
then
the
had
S
to
off,
like
like, that's just
rethink
slime
everything.
solo,
I had to
yeah.
rebrand everything,
yeah.
and
Just
and,
an S.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Just
bad.
cross it out.
At least we're both your names.
See, it's a horrible breakup.
Scribble nil out of all the photos.
So you launched on your own.
Yeah, so I kind of launched on my own, but it was during COVID time, and what happened was
So this was in the middle of COVID too.
I spent most of
Right, okay.
COVID filming all the tutorials for the course, editing them all, obviously curating all the tricks and everything like that, building the website,
Yeah.
learned all about sales funnels and everything like
Yeah,
this. And
yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking, you know, we developed 3 different courses and.
I loved your
like-
Santa voice as well. When you take to talk to Santa. Yeah, it was so good. And I was like, oh my god, he actually knows him. Like, it was so good. It was like everything you could hope for and more of Santa. Did you watch it?
So that obviously it's directed at parents for their
for
kids.
parents, to learn simple magic to do.
So one
for their
reel
kids.
is a trick on how to do it, and
Sorry.
how do you do it?
So what actually happened was I got to a point when we launched just as things were starting to come back from COVID,
Right.
and Neil had to quit, and I was paying a lot of money for some software to run this sales funnel. And then the weddings all came back, and they were all on like Tuesdays and Thursdays
Yeah,
and
that's
everything.
it,
And
yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, I don't even know clearly what my direction with this is.
Yeah.
So I put it on hold.
Yeah.
And then paused. And then in 2022, I was like, I've got to do something with this.
Yeah.
And I
It's
just
a
thought,
great idea.
And I just started.
Brilliant.
I just filmed one day. I was like, so day 1 of 100 Days of Dad Magic, and I just
100 Days of
100
Dad
Days of Dad Magic, and I was just like, I'm just.
Because I've been so invested watching all of it. I was like, you just said it to
And
my
he's
face.
here.
That's right.
And so.
But
so,
have you continued that? So you did 100 days.
Yeah, I did 100 days, and that was.
Did you do a Christmas one as well?
Yeah, I did 12 days of
Yes.
Crimbo Dad Magic.
Love it.
So that was like every day was a Christmas themed,
Yeah,
you know, like
brilliant.
cut and sword tinsel or something like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
You know? And so yeah, the whole idea was each video taught a really simple trick that you could learn to show your kids.
I liked the floating can as well.
The floating can.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
It was so good.
Your top listener. So where can people find
Such a
this?
fan.
So the persona,
I'll show you.
all the it's at that Magic Dad guy.
Right, okay. And is it
So
Instagram?
I'm that Magic Dad guy.
We'll
yeah.
put,
So
you
it's
give me the
it's
link and I'll put it
yeah,
on our
it's on
I'll send
Instagram.
it to you.
I'm on TikTok.
TikTok's fantastic.
Shout out to TikTok.
TikTok's great, but you lose your life on it.
You
It's
do.
just like,
It's literally, there is such a thing as a TikTok hole.
Yeah.
Is it?
John
You
will
get
be like, Lauren is
fallen
taking
in
me
it.
in because it just keeps popping up other. Oh my god!
So let's go back to weddings.
Yes.
So where do couples start? So obviously because they come and say, oh, magic, because you know it's not a new thing, but
No.
A lot
It's
of people,
got- it's got a lot
have
more
been
popular.
to weddings and they've not seen one. So you know, why a magician at a wedding?
What's your like USP?
What's my USP?
Yeah, what do you think makes you
Spice.
stand out? Yeah, you do look
no.
really cool. I feel like you should wear eyeliner as well.
No.
I don't know why. I could just see it.
I've been calling you the Joe Wicks of magic.
So this is actually my lockdown hair.
Is it?
Yeah, because I always wanted
You
long
know
hair.
that we are
and
out
then-
of lockdown now.
Yeah, no, I do know.
John had it. I think it takes a lot if you can rock a man bun.
Yeah,
you can
no,
rock
John
it.
had
you
one.
get that bit where you look like a Tudor out of Shakespearean time, and
Yeah.
and it's horrendous. This kind of
John's
area
the
from
first.
there to there, it just
Richard the
looks terrible. You go from like the 90s curtains kind of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I always got to this point, and working professionally, I'm like, I look a state. It's like cut my hair.
Right.
And then in lockdown, it was like, I'm just gonna grow it.
Let
And
loose.
and I've sort of like grew it, and now I love it.
But I think it just works.
Yeah, and I just like it.
It makes
so.
you look different to everybody else out there that's out
I
there.
think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
You can't all look like Stephen Mahan.
No, you can't.
So, couples getting married, why do they need a magician?
Well, so there's times in a wedding when you are busy as a couple. Like, you have to have your photos done. And you think, a wedding day can just go like that because everybody wants a piece of you as well. Because you've got friends and family that you haven't seen maybe for a year or 2 years or something like that.
Mini
And then
catch-ups.
so you have all these mini catch-ups, and you've got all these little things that you do, and then you're also trying to, like, probably in the back of your head, you're making sure, like, oh God, is everything, like, is this ready? Is that
right?
ready? You know, and so you're constantly thinking of different stuff, and you can't always be present with all of your guests to make sure that they're having a great time. So having some sort of entertainment or something which can keep them occupied is really great, especially during a drinks reception or something like that.
The meal bit as well, like in between. I think that's the perfect time.
It stops them going off. And
the meal is a super fun time as well, because I think what you find that there's a great amount of impact that you can have in a drinks reception, because you, as a bride and groom, you're off doing your photos, and then the bridal party's off with you, and you're constantly away from your guests at that point. So your guests are kind of sat around.
And people don't know each other.
They don't know each other, or they may do, or they may not.
Or don't like each other. What's the worst you've seen?
Probably. I did one wedding where it was just a bride and groom on the top table because their families really didn't like each other.
Sweetheart table.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for any couples out there struggling with seating plans, sweetheart table. Sweetheart table is basically, it's just you two only, and it just stops all that having to.
I've had a mother and father of the bride that had separated, and like really didn't like each other.
Really obvious.
And one of them, the mother of the bride, was giving a speech. So the father of the mother of the groom was giving a speech or something, and so the father decided he was going to give a speech as well. And
just and one more thing,
remember,
and then
I went up to perform at their table, and I was just saying hello, and he put his hand on his ex-wife's shoulder, and just went, "Guess what? It's me," or something like that. And just everything just dropped. It was just like, ugh. And I was like, I'm gonna come back to you in a little bit. I'm not gonna carry on here. Let this play out.
Yeah. They forget whose day it is.
I've seen a mother get up and interrupt speeches. Like, she was a recovering alcoholic, she'd had a few drinks and just crashed the speeches. Yeah, you do enough weddings, you see some stuff.
You do see some stuff, yeah. And they become pretty much of the meal that you forget until you talk about it and think, oh my God,
But I'm the sort of person that will try and manage that as well and help where I can.
It a bit.
I think you talk to any suppliers out there that you are bodyguards.
And just, even just a bit of misdirection from something like that,
diversion.
You gotta choose your moments and everything. But,
we've chatted and chatted. We haven't seen any magic yet.
I've seen the magic. I'm so excited.
What should we do?
Make her disappear.
Oh, please do. Dare ya?
We'll start.
How much? Give me your recorder. I buy you presents.
We'll start simple, okay?
Just concentrate.
I'm actually worried I'm going to wet myself because I'm so excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you need the loo? Do you want to go?
No, it's fine.
She's got mic on as well.
So.
I'm so nervous because I always
All right,
want
Lauren.
people to do well. Okay, it's me.
Do you know the difference between influence and mind reading?
I think so. And you're going to ask me to explain it. I don't know how to explain it.
Tell the viewers at home.
Oh.
So I'll tell you. We'll do a couple of examples. Okay. All right. For example, if I was a mind reader, which I'm not a mind reader. Okay. But if I was a mind reader, if you would say any word in the whole world right now, it would be
pig.
Banana.
I don't know why.
See, I
I'm
said.
thinking pig.
You're thinking of me.
See, I said banana. You said pig.
It could have been
okay?
banana though, because she hit me with one this morning.
Oh yeah.
So
See, I was taking.
yeah.
You said pig.
So like
You said pig.
influencing, you can
See,
be like, oh, so
yeah.
I know that you like this, don't you? And
Well,
I'm
this
like,
is the kind of thing,
yeah.
right? If I was a real mind reader, I'd listen to the word pig bubble up inside your head. I'd say pig as well.
Yeah.
Right? But instead, I use influence to give the illusion of mind reading. Like, do you drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you imagine I'm your
Like that as
passenger,
well.
Yeah.
and if I could secretly influence whether you turn left or right at every junction,
Yeah.
I could secretly influence you to a destination. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And because I influenced you to go there, I could predict it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And if you did, as long as you didn't feel influenced, it would feel like magic to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and do something like that right now. I'm going to write down a little prediction.
Oh.
And then I am going to influence you to come to that very same conclusion.
Hide your eyes.
Okay.
So excited. So
We've
nervous.
been so excited about this.
I'm just going to leave that there. All right. Now,
I've gone cold.
you're going cold.
Chilly.
He's done something.
So, here's what we'll do. I'll run my thumb through the cards, and you just say stop whenever
Okay.
you like.
Stop.
There. Are you sure you want to stop there?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. It's right next to the 5. Do you want to carry on or do you want to stop there? Do you want to stop there
Okay.
or carry on?
Go on, carry on. Do one more go. Stop.
There.
Okay.
So next to the 10. You happy?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have a look.
So take
All
that.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good? Yeah? Now, did that feel fair?
Yeah.
Did it feel like I influenced you at all?
Maybe a little
Maybe
bit.
if you start to think about it, if we break
I
it
can't
down.
make decisions, so if anyone gives me, like earlier with a cup of tea, I was like, no, I don't want one, and then I walked off, I was like, no, actually I do, because just in case I might need one, because I said no. So yeah.
Good luck with
He's
this
just
one.
like, shit, I should have picked her.
Right. Now I'll show you. They are all different. All the cards.
Yeah.
But if we break this down, we're using playing cards. And that was my choice, my influence. Okay. I never let you shuffle the cards.
No.
Again,
they've been on the floor.
My choice, my influence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then when you stopped,
And you were like,
I
are
may
you
have
sure you want to do
pressured
that?
you
Yeah, you did make
to-
pressure me.
to go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you stopped at the card. What's the card you stopped at?
I'm not meant to tell you, am I?
Well, I've made a prediction. It's right there. It's been
Oh,
there the
okay.
whole time.
So I just reveal.
Reveal
Okay.
the 8 of Hearts. And it just so happens that I also write the 8 of Hearts.
I thought that said herpes.
Now,
He thought it was
I'll tell you
you.
what,
You got lucky with pig.
I got lucky with Pig.
You could have got herpes.
I'll tell you what.
It's meant for you, Shazza.
They do have-
Cool is that?
That is amazing.
It's weird, right?
How?
Well, see, that's...
You'd have no
He's not going to
idea.
tell
This
you.
is
He's
good.
a magician. He's magic.
Look, this is good, but that's like 1 in 52, isn't it?
Oh my
Well,
god,
unless you
you're
had the
going to do something else.
jokers, that's 54. Oh God, no.
Like, inside my wallet, I have an envelope. It's sealed. It's got a sticker on it.
Yellow sticker.
Yeah? You can rip it open. It is sealed. You can verify that, yeah? I haven't just licked it shut or anything like that, yeah?
It probably
Be
is
careful,
sealed.
he's
Probably
herpes
is sealed.
on the card.
Because this is 1 in 52. This is 1 in 52. Lauren, I
Okay,
don't know what the odds
What's
on
the odds of
words are. Do you remember you said any word? What was the word
Oh,
you said?
holy shit. No, don't. I'll scream and wet myself.
What was the word you said?
Pig.
Pig.
I didn't have weed. Oh my god. No, that's really freaked me out.
Down
That's-
in a new sofa.
How would you get...
Oh my God, well done. Look at that.
Oh,
That is amazing.
how good is that? That is so weird.
She's lost for words.
No, that's...
What's your favourite trick?
Oh, it changes.
Oh, I shouted that. I don't know. Sorry.
That's so weird. Like, so good. Yeah.
It changes. So
I don't... Give me that. I can't believe it. Herpes to pick. Like, how?
Happy's to be.
How do you do that?
But what's your favourite? What's your favourite trick?
I don't know because it genuinely changes.
Do you learn new tricks all the time, or you do adapt new tricks? Or...
I kind of adapt. Well, everything's a kind of an adaptation of something, really. You know.
You don't saw people in half, do you?
No, I don't. Well, I can. It's just very messy. They never go back together again. So
It was a prize question.
I'm still not okay. I'm like, is it hot in here?
Bespoke magic. I've heard you talk about this.
Bespoke.
Bespoke.
Bespoke magic.
Down with the kids. Bespoke. Bespoke.
What did you say earlier?
We were talking earlier.
What did she say? She would say MI5. What did she say?
MFI.
We were talking about your wife, weren't we? And doing data, whatever. And what's the word that your wife can't say?
Piccadilly. So she says piddalicky or pilladicky or she just can't say it.
I bet that come out.
Has now.
Yeah.
Just popped out.
She's done that. She has to lie down.
Finished.
But what kind of bespoke magic do you do?
So So this was actually, I think a while ago we said about USP. So one of the things that, because I've always invented magic, and within the magic community, I sell my own secrets to other magicians. Yeah. So
That's cool.
How much do you sell them for?
Depends what one it is.
depends, yeah.
I mean, that's got to be worth at least 300 quid. Blind. So good.
But yeah, so
In the room.
Oh, God. I thought, like, that was, like, the herpes, that was really good. And that... Oh,
herpes was really good.
Right, so back to
absolute
back to
flawed.
bespoke magic.
Bespoke! Get your shit together. Get it right. Fuck. How many times? Don't, because this week more is going to come. I have to wash this sofa.
So that kind of magic.
Bespoke.
So yeah. Like when I first decided I was gonna go leave the magic shop and go at it, and like on my own and just perform, that was when I really switched over to mainly doing weddings. Because living in Surrey, there's a lot of wonderful venues around, and so I thought, you know,
A lot of moolah.
I was just like, well, do you know what? It was a load of different things. So I spoke to, before I left the magic shop, I spoke to a friend who is a professional magician, and I called him up one night and I was just like, look, thinking of leaving the magic shop, is it a viable career to just perform? And we ended up speaking for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I was just like, right, okay, well, I just need to go at it. You know, you can't obviously sit there and expect work to come in.
No, you've got to go and get it.
it.
You know, it's been my mantra or you know, all that.
Leaving your dad with that idea with his 100 companies, like,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, oh yeah, amazing. Like
Yeah.
without that, you know, without his encouragement and everything, and my parents' encouragement, I wouldn't be
It
doing
just
what
goes
I
to
do.
show, doesn't it? You get out what you put in, don't you?
Definitely. So we've got a trick of our own.
Brilliant. What's your
Okay.
trick?
We've got a little game.
A little
Call it
game.
a trick, Shazza. Sorry, I'm fully caught in my mic.
So we're going to bring this in for
This
you.
is my trick. Make this hair disappear.
We'll get back to the bespoke.
Bespoke,
magic.
yes, we'll do yes, remind, honestly, I need time. I've hurt my size from laughing. So this is
what's this?
Loads of hair.
Ooh.
so you need
He's going to make it spin without touching it.
go on.
Oh, when do we
that-
get
Can you
to
do
that?
that?
That would be good. I don't. Do you know
It's
what?
moving,
That would be
you
good,
know.
but I can't.
Here's him. Give it a spin.
Give it a spin.
Right, the boys are really gentle, aren't they? But the girls have just. Oh. Right.
Shag, marry or pie?
Yes.
This isn't really going to work.
Why not?
Well, I do another one.
What's your favourite programme?
What's my favourite programme?
TV
He's too busy,
programme.
he hasn't got time. Right, a pig, herpes.
I don't know.
No, let's do
I
it.
like weird, stuff like
Oh.
David Attenborough nature programs and stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can't get into
But
animals.
if
So
we
is-
went for something that my wife and I would watch together, because
Yeah.
she'll watch like crime documentaries.
Yeah,
Love
love
that.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll watch
Best.
like
Not a dead body.
a lot of
for the
dead
few
bodies
seconds,
and
Have
all
you watched
real
Griselda
stories.
yet?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
we just finished.
Yes.
So yeah,
I'm 2 episodes in, so good. So you see
Dave-
what she really looks like, by the way.
Yeah.
Versus who's playing her. Great casting.
But yeah, so we've actually been watching some of the Harlan Coben stuff, which
Right,
is
yeah.
Fool Me Once.
Yeah, Fool Me Once. We've
Yeah.
just done.
We know
we're,
yeah.
we're just
Michelle
watching
Keegan
The
will
Stranger
be,
at
so
the
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, so
I like
so
Who Done It.
Yeah.
I like Who Done It.
Okay,
'cause I
so
like it.
so David Attenborough, Shag, marry or pie?
No,
What's pie?
Pie would be like, no thanks.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, because you're going to get into. No, it's weird. Spin
Well,
the
you'd have
wheels.
to
Spin it.
Spin it again, like.
spin it
I
again.
was like, would you rather kiss a tiger or
Oh, it was nearly Shag, Marry or Pie. Random
random
fact.
fact?
A random fact about you.
A random fact about me.
You know, like when you start a new job and they're
Nobody
like,
knows.
oh, tell us a fact, and you have to be like, oh,
You're at the magic circle.
any claim to fame, or I know you're mates with Steve, but
I once tricked Talisa from N-Dubs into watching a magic trick. Magic trick.
Wow.
Really? So you tricked her into watching?
Yeah. Yeah, well, so I was
Oh my,
I
I'm
was
so,
booked
I
to
thought you
be
tricked her up.
no tricked her into watching a magic trick. So what happened was
So deluded.
I was
I'm just like, oh, we tricked her up. Like, wow.
no, so I was booked to work backstage at a festival,
Yeah.
and I was going around the production crew, and then this is when N-Dubs were like,
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
And I was just like, I need to perform to them. I need to, get some shots with them or something
Yeah.
like that. And every time I went to their dressing room or whatever, like the security were just like, nah. Big lads like, nah.
Yeah.
And oh no, they're off to their hotel room now. No, they're preparing. No, you can't. No, you
Yeah.
can't. And the production crew had this arrangement with all the stars that when they came off stage from performing, their kids could get autographs.
Right.
So I just queued up with the kids, and then
You're sitting standing there on your knees.
so then
Kids have got
I
no clue who they are.
so then I gave her a playing card, and I went, "Can you sign that?" And she signed it. I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then I pulled my wallet out, and I pulled a sealed envelope out of my wallet, and I went, "Oh, in there. There's something for you, and there's
picked her.
something for me." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, there's something for you and something for me in there." And she pulled out, and she ripped open the envelope, and she pulled out a business card. And I went, "That's for you." And then she pulled out her signed card that she'd just signed out of the envelope, and I went, "And that's for me." And she freaked out. She was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And I looked at the security guard, and they were like, "Oh God." And then I got to go backstage, back to their coach, and perform to Dappy and everyone else. And
Yeah. What were
So
they
good.
like?
they were actually pretty cool. They were good. Yeah. I think they were all kind of on a high after just
Coming
performing
off,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just good fun.
So good.
Fantastic. Right,
So, yeah.
back to
Yeah.
bespoke.
Yeah, bespoke magic. So because I create magic, when I first started going just performing, I was like, what am I going to do? Because I don't just want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest downfalls in learning magic, was trying to perform like other people.
Yeah.
Like it just never felt natural. It never felt like me. And so
Don't progress either, do you?
yeah. And so I was like, right, well, I can create magic. And I was like, why don't I offer to do the bride and groom a special trick with a photo of theirs? And it started off with just that being part of my pitch. And then it developed into, what if I got a deck of cards with their names and the wedding date, and I perform with them? And then this started to like spiral. And then I was like, okay, so now I can offer a tailored, personalised magic package. And where I could go and do a couple of photo tricks at each of the tables and have the deck of cards. And then I was like, right, okay, well, how about if it just kept developing and kept developing. And so now I have a full-on bespoke package where I do some regular sort of stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I do is tricks with their photos. And it's all stuff that I've come up with, nobody else does.
What do you mean with their photos?
So they email me photos. I have a Zoom consultation with them when they go to book. Have a Zoom consultation. I get to know them.
Yeah.
I find out what their interests are, what they love, what you know, some details about them. Get to know them a bit, and then I develop a completely bespoke top table routine, which is all based around their interests. So I don't know what it's going to be until I get to know them.
Yeah. That's so lovely.
And then I get their photos and I do photo tricks with their photos.
What kind of things do you do with photo tricks?
Yeah.
How does it work? Do you add things to the photos? Do you take the wife out or put you in?
I'll tell you what. Name any number in between 0 and 100.
Yeah.
Name it.
Oh.
Yeah. Gotcha.
MFI.
Honestly,
Bespoke.
So bespoke.
59.
You want 59?
Yeah.
Are you happy with 59?
Yeah, you wanted to say 69. You was like, I'm not 10
No,
on.
I didn't.
You did.
Are you happy with 59?
59, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
First answer, yeah.
You don't want to change your mind?
No.
Do you want to
change
swap the
69.
digits around and have 95?
No.
No? Can't be influenced.
No.
59.
I'm not a...
So on my phone, right, I've got a list of 100 rubbish wedding presents on my notes app.
Yeah.
There's 100 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have said like 7 had Coca-Cola. There's a ping pong ball. There's a cheese sandwich, a running shoe, an empty Budweiser bottle. There's googly eyes. There's all these different things. A pencil
China
set.
ball.
But you said 59.
Yeah.
And that is?
Ketchup sachet. Ketchup sachet.
Ketchup sachet.
A ketchup sachet.
Yeah.
That's a rubbish wedding gift.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favour?
Oh no, what have you done to me?
Can you just go over there? I put down a little black bag that I don't think you knew
I
about.
can move.
Oh my god, I didn't even know you went over there.
It's all right.
Try not to fall over. Hold on.
And that's obviously been there. I haven't done anything with it. Reach your hand inside.
Do you guys do anything with it? Oh no. Oh, get
And
off.
we have a ketchup
No,
sachet.
I was going to throw it at you. No,
Why did you throw that?
I don't know.
Oh my god, they're so good. How would you even know that? Also, how fun it would be when she sat back down, she had a little whoopee cushion. How good would that have been? I'm going to get one.
Actually,
Oh my, you're going to got a whoopee cushion as well. That, how?
how?
I'm going to tell you, is it? That's
Just-
so good.
So, here's what we'll do.
That,
Yeah.
I'm
You-
scared
You
now.
could just say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
There, and have a look. Right. Cool.
Yeah.
So you were wondering what sort of stuff I would do with photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this isn't more about what the card is.
Yeah.
It's about me doing something with the card.
Okay.
So if I were to take a piece of the card like this,
Vandal?
Oh,
right?
I've just got
So if you think about this, like this piece is the only piece that matches that card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're like a perfect match, like a bride and groom.
Cute.
So, Lauren, hold on to the piece. That's yours to keep.
Okay.
And here, if I just take this piece here, and I fold this up,
That's your bladder.
fold this up.
A little bit emptier because I've weighed myself.
Now, if you watch really closely,
I'm so
if you're
watching.
watching really closely, I put it in my hand. If I squeeze really close, all right, and I get a little bit of magic dust. Do you see what happens? Nothing happens. You're watching too close. But if I take it, if I squeeze it right down like this, that's when it actually vanishes.
I was just checking I still have my little piece. Oh, really kind.
It's weird, right? You don't need to call me that. You can call me Ben.
What did you call him?
God.
Scandal.
Actually, here. Touch it. Feel it.
Oh my God.
It doesn't feel like what should be in there
No, it
anymore,
wasn't like
does it?
that earlier.
What?
Am I opening this?
Oh, it's the card! It's hard.
Do I open it?
Oh, don't, because I'm fully going to weep.
God.
That's mad. And they're a bastard to open them things as well.
I haven't done it right. Oh my God.
Does it taste
Oh,
the
it smells of ketchup.
Oh my God, it does. Eat the card.
It's funny that.
What, do I do not open it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did the sauce spat out.
Where's your bit?
Would only be a good trick if they matched
Wow.
perfectly.
Look at that.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God, that is so cool. How?
That's so good.
That's sealed.
I know.
Oh my God, we're quiet. What else?
I'm slowly
What else
weaning.
can you do?
But that's the sort of thing that I
That's
would do, but
amazing.
it would be with photos instead of playing cards and stuff like that.
A question for you. I've met quite a few magicians, about 4. Why do
You're married
you
to him?
always have your shoes undone? Everyone I've met, you've got your boots undone.
I don't know. I like to show my socks off.
Yeah, what was on socks? Penguins?
I have the statue of David
Oh.
with his tiny penis.
That looks like the drawing my child did. Actually, no, don't.
No, that was much bigger.
Accurate.
Oh, but on that note, how much do you cost? I mean, that's priceless. isn't it?
I'm sort of in a thing from £500 to just over £1,000, depending on what people want, whether they want.
That's awesome.
Because I don't, for weddings, I also take out, I don't charge by the hour.
Right.
I think, for me, you get some magicians that are like, they want to book an hourly slot, they want to book like this time to that time, so that they know that they're leaving at that time so that they can fit in another gig and go to that.
So you're dedicated to that bride and groom.
Yeah, I only take one wedding a day. I would not
That's
take more,
that's
you know,
fantastic. Yeah.
And
yeah.
because I've
You're
done,
part of the wedding then, aren't you?
yeah. I mean, I've done so many weddings now that you know that some things, like, there's a couple of reasons. Obviously, delays can happen,
Yes.
and if a delay happens, then that's just going to eat into a performance time if they booked a time slot and they have to leave.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is go, oh, I've got another gig to go to.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah.
You know, that's not caring about their day at all.
And that's obviously that sounds really important to you too.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. No, like, it's a wedding
Because
day.
you love
is-
what you do, so that's
Yeah.
what I love.
Yeah, but like, why would you want to perform at someone's wedding and then be that black mark that they always think, oh yeah, but
You disappeared.
Yeah.
Poof.
yeah, like so many bride and grooms
Like
that I
ketchup.
speak to. I speak to so many people at weddings, and they're like, oh, I had a magician at our wedding, but I didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
Because he just did the drinks reception and photos. He was booked for an hour or whatever, and then he left. And it was like,
yeah.
what's that all about?
Cool.
Like, you know, I always say that even if I don't get to see you during the drinks reception and photos,
Yeah.
if I'm just booked for that slot, then I'll come to the top table and I'll show you a trick before your starter comes out.
Yeah.
They
You know,
pay for it.
or
Yeah. Amazing.
you know, I never sort of leave without doing that.
Yeah.
I just that
Yeah.
blows my mind that people think of it like that.
Yeah. Where can brides, grooms, and couples find you?
So I do a fair amount of wedding fairs. I'm a recommended supplier at Horsley Towers, so
Yeah,
I do
that's
some of their
awesome.
open days.
Yeah.
When's your next wedding fair? Have you got one lined up?
This Sunday.
This-
at
where are you
Warren
gonna be?
House.
Warren
Warren
House.
House.
Warren
Where's
House.
Warren House? I feel like I've heard of that.
That way.
that way.
Okay. So they can come and see you at Warren House.
Yeah. On all the
Yeah.
socials, your contact, your
Yeah,
website.
so at Unbelievable Magic on Instagram.
Yeah.
My website is unbelievablemagik.com. So
I thought you were going to be like, it's unbelievable, like so good.
It is
do you know, the amount I had to spell check unbelievable so many times.
Yeah, it's
I was
difficult
just like,
word.
Do the classic
like,
eye before
am
it.
I just misspelling this? Like, how has nobody got this already? But yeah, it's so yeah. But I get a lot. You know, you can Google Ben Williams magician as well.
Yeah.
And I pop up on Google, but most of my work comes from.
And
word of
what are
mouth.
your dad's magic?
Oh yeah, at that magic dad guy on Instagram.
I'm going
and
to look at
TikTok.
that. I
This
didn't
is
know
so
until
good.
this evening.
I'm going to learn something.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh no,
It's been
thank you.
so much
Honestly,
fun.
Thank you.
we could do this all day. It was fantastic. Did you have
Make
fun?
me wet my pants.
Yeah, no, I literally, I have one of the best jobs in the world, and thanks to people like
Can't
you.
read you, but I'll just do that. So good. So good.
So, guys, thank you for listening to Wedding Mayhem. Stop making me laugh. You're just staring at
Literally
me.
just sitting here.
Please subscribe. It's really important that you subscribe because we love what we're doing, and you just need to just hit that button. And we'll see you next week. Say bye.
For more mayhem.
I was going to play us out with a song.
Oh, you can give it back to her.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
There you
'cause
go.
There you are.
You said it now.
Come on.
Bye.
That was like angelic. I think it's because I'm trying not to laugh, so I'm like.